Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. I have really missed you since yesterday. And let me start by saying congratulations to Kevin and Rosalind for I attended their wedding today. Yeah, and sometimes I've always said it's not just here. We're human beings, so you also invite us in those serious occasions. We also grace and tunashukuru Mungu. The scenes of Muran'ga event where a speech from Kithure Kindiki to the family that was supposed to be read, a condolence speech from the office of the current Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, could not be read because the residents refused. But if you think that was the problem, then you will also realize that Moses Kuria could not address the crowd. Immediately, he appeared to be attacking the second Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua. And by all indications, this is already just adding more salt into the injury, because just 2 weeks ago, just a week, if I'm not wrong, the president was heckled in Embu. A week after the president was heckled in Embu. In this podcast, I want us to get behind the scene and understand what exactly happened. And while you will see how the local politicians decided to dodge the president's speech in Muran'ga before heckling started. Kindly subscribe to our channel. We are running a campaign to hit 100,000 subscribers before December. We are at 93,800. So we're short of 6,200 to click the target. And we are still urging you to subscribe. Click the notification bell down there. Subscription is absolutely free. It doesn't cost anything. And of course, if you also subscribe, whenever we publish a video, you will always get notification. And I realized that but a number of you were asking, where are you? Yeah, I was just around and attended that event and decided to come. If you have logistics issues, you want to move your office items from the other, you want to move some items to up country, you need to consider working with Top Mark Movers. Top Mark Movers are just but the best in logistics and moving office items from one place to the other. They're professional, they're affordable, they're very disciplined, and I like the word discipline, and it's a really, really professional company. Ladies and gentlemen, let us listen to, I want you to pay attention and listen to the speech.
Deputy President, you can know now. Sawa. I called the Hakui Neke.
Gaini mwega na hindi ciothe. Your Excellency the clergy nigwaritie no nie guhoyo ndaikomwe thome message ya His Excellency the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Professor Kithure Kindiki. This is to the family of our departed brother and colleagues, Honorable Mark Wainaina, to the great people of Muran'ga, fellow mourners, ladies and gentlemen. Tuthekirie tuthome twe maki gitio tafadhali. It is with heavy heart and great sorrow Kuria.
Praise the Lord. Bwana Yesu asifiwe kanisa. It is always good to be humble before the Lord. Kindly hand over the
Thank you very much
to the family. We allow the governor to give his speech for the glory of the Lord. Bwana asifiwe. Amen. Let us maintain peace in this service. Thank you.
The case of the Muihoe, Negane speech, ya President, to the family.
Now, from that video, you can draw a million interpretations, or rather a million observations. So I want to draw your attention to some few observations just from that video. First, Mark Wainaina, the MCA, the deceased, was a UDA MCA, nominated UDA MCA. It was in Muran'ga. The president and his deputy were in the country, but both of them, none of them attended that event. So the decision by the president and the deputy to skip the event is the first red flag you need to realize. I've seen the photo shared by the president. The president was just in Uasin Gishu. So you can even make, first that raises eyebrows. That already raises questions that the president is avoiding that region. Now let's get to that speech. UDA MCA is being buried in Muran'ga. Between the president and Kindiki, was it a coincidence? How did they arrive at a decision that that condolence letter, which I want to believe maybe did not even come from Nairobi here, just some local people sat down and wrote it? Where did it have to come from? The office of the deputy president, Kithure Kindiki? I'm telling you, if it was Rigathi would have been there. Where did it come from? It is part of testing waters. It's part of marketing Kindiki, because alternatively that speech could come from the presidency. Now, let's get to the gist of it. If you look at the choice of the speech reader, the speech reader, I can't even recognize that person. I've tried to look around. I don't know him. By the way, can you go to the comment section, and those who come from that region, can you tell us who is that gentleman? What is his rank? Is he an MCA? Because he's not a governor, he's not the women rep, he's not the senator, and he's not a member of parliament from that place, if I'm not wrong. So, do you realize that Irungu Kang'ata was technically the MC at that point? And then he ushered the person to read that speech. I want to believe in that event, the senior most leader there was Irungu Kang'ata. So by hierarchy, the person who was supposed to read Kithure Kindiki's speech, or even President Ruto's speech in that event, is none other than Irungu Kang'ata. Irungu Kang'ata dodged that speech, and remember, this is the Irungu wa Barua. This is the gentleman who wrote, files of letters to the president, telling the president that the ground is hot. So the governor knew that these people are not going to listen to the president. And in fact, the call that president should make, he should call Kang'ata and ask Kang'ata, mbona we haukusoma your speech? This Kang'ata realized, and all those elected leaders avoided that speech. All the others, even Moses Kuria was there. Moses Kuria did not read that president's speech. So do you realize that the leaders abstained from it because at the back of their mind they knew how hawatakubali, how hawataki kusikia mambo ya Ruto. And that is why that person that is little known probably was given, and I think that was already a show of, as in, why would a president's speech, deputy president's speech, not be read by the governor? You'll make. Now, I've been told, I was trying to ask around, and I'm told that place is called Kirogo. Kirogo is the heart of Muran'ga. Siasa za Kiharu zote huanza na kuishia Kirogo. So, one gentleman who was supposed to be there is Ndindi Nyoro, but he was absent. He was not there. And is the person, allegedly they're saying that is his constituency. So if there's someone who was supposed to be there, even for the political bonga points, then that was none other than Ndindi Nyoro. Ndindi Nyoro was not there. I'm a bit interested on the absence of Betty Maina. and Betty Maina didn't read the speech. Go to Betty Maina's Facebook page. Immediately, he was heckled. Betty Maina went to his page, to her page. I just want us to go there and see what she has posted. I don't want to say nisemekana mimi nafanya tu propaganda. I just want to go there. Go with me to search Betty N. Maina. This is what he's saying. The presidents, His Excellency William Ruto, and His Excellency the Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, made a contribution of 1 million each to the family of the late Honorable Mark Wainaina. I received the contribution from the two leaders and handed over the money to the family. Yes. So, why is she saying it? She's saying it immediately after that speech was heckled, after the residents rejected an attempt to read President's speech. Probably what she wants to communicate is that, contrary to some perception that probably the president and his deputy did not help the family, she wanted to tell the residents that they helped the family. I want to say this. If elected leader Betty Maina, and it's true, she sent Ruto's money, it is not a secret. The late Mark Maina's inner family knew very well that they received a donation from the president. And I can tell you, it is not a secret. All those leaders who were there knew. And in fact, even the street, people knew that the president has donated 1 million. But they still could not allow his speech to be read. Another question that with that Betty Maina also needs to clarify here is this. Why is it that, yes, family received 2 million from Ruto and Kindiki? Fine. Why didn't the family attempt to cool the tension and ask those who are attending that event that, wacheni speech ya president is somewhere? I'm not saying attempt by the family either, but you cannot blame them because, of course, to that point, wako bereaved, so they cannot pay attention to all that. But what it says here, Betty Maina is trying to justify that nyinyi mnapigia president kelele na president pia alidonate pesa. I'm very sure there could be others who also contributed towards that. But look at the hypocrisy in it. That gentleman, that nominated MCA, died when the MCS were running a fund drive so that he could be operated. Lakini at death, Betty Maina is telling us the president, his deputy donated 2 million, 1 each. Mbona hangetoa hiyo pesa wakati Honorable Maina alikuwa kwa hospitali? A very legitimate question. I'm telling you that video there are a myriad of interpretations. The other thing is this. The contact of the preacher. That preacher is so certain. In most instances, what ordinarily is supposed to happen, ni huyo pastor tries to cool the tempers by saying that let's respect the leaders. So that is what you would expect to see. Let's allow the Kithure Kindiki speech to be read. He would have intervened and mediated to try to cool the tension. But even the preacher had a very clear decision. Give that condolence message to the family. Just respect the family. Someone can tell me, was that speech, was it planned? But the question is, why is it that Muran'ga leaders dodged or declined to read the president's speech? Walikataa kusoma, wakapatia someone who is not even known there, and immediately that person went there, it could not be read. Rigathi Gachagua was absent. I've also realized that I did not see the representation of UDA party. Yes. There was a report that they are going to take the wife to Mark Wainaina, to Honorable Mark Wainaina, and be handed over the ticket, the nomination, to be nominated in the Muran'ga County Assembly, just because of that. But we did not see them. We did not see the UDA party. So it's really revealing, and you can interpret that video as you see. In the same event, another video, Moses Kuria took the microphone, and while appearing to attack Rigathi, pastor akaanza kuimba. And that is how he was actually heckled out of the stadium. That pastor, when alikuwa naimba, he did it intentionally. He did it intentionally. Na nataka usikize hapa.
Okay.
Tidhero twe mura.
Waria ne gwaria. Waria ne gwaria.
Utahana tariange.
Waria ne gwaria.
Jesu nereo ritwaria. Ke nowe moto hoeri. Kai uhoro ucio naguo. Neguo wa magegania. Ate tonge hoyanga. Tangirega kuigua. O muthenya twe yaeto cia mutino kanake.
Remember, you can see in these two instances, can you see the way the pastor has made decisions? Do you see that? It is very clear that even the church which was there, it was very skewed. They had an informed opinion about this, or either they were just conforming to what the ground is. These are very clear messages. It is not, sometimes I know we normally look at just heckling, but it's very important to look at the context. So to me, the message of heckling is not new. William Ruto has been heckled. But what then proves that the heckling in Muran'ga is a sign that the ground is not in favor of the president is the fact that elected leaders, senior elected leaders from Muran'ga declined, rejected that president's speech, and they did not read it. They decided to give it to nobody. Who, even if heckled, because I can tell you that heckling coming Igoni Kang'ata ko heckled, it would have been a double loss, president's speech or Kang'ata. And someone would have said, and I know Kang'ata knew that angesoma, someone would have said that the propaganda would have twisted that people are not happy with Kang'ata, and that is where there is that heckling. You know, they played. Whoever would have read that speech, angekuwa heckled, and someone will say, no, that leader is not popular, or Kang'ata is not doing well with the people. I saw. That is what they normally say. So that is why they avoided it, and they gave it to someone who is not really in the national politics. This is coming a week after the Embu shame. These incidents have a critical political interpretation that I want us to try to draw and understand. And a bullet saying, ground is hot. Ground imekataa. Ground imeenda. That to me is a bit simplistic. So I want us to get deep kidogo. What exactly is happening? This is what is happening. Mount Kenya churches have a bone to chew with the president, Ruto. And let me tell you, it has nothing to do with the Rigathi Gachagua impeachment. No, it's not it. It is not Rigathi Gachagua impeachment. It is not incomplete projects. The churches have never been the voice. The clergy have never been asking, even during Uhuru tenure, they were not the ones asking Uhuru to complete projects. Even during the time William Ruto was campaigning, they were never asking William Ruto to complete stalled projects. No, that is normally their work. The contact between Ruto and pastors has been, number one, I don't know, tax-free importation of cars. I will build you, I know I'll give you free land. I know I will build the churches. There is something going on, and if, to my speculation is this, number one, these instances of, some state agents trying to go after some churches. Clergy wanakwanga in the same group. It's working against the state. Number two, that MOU between the state and the church in Mount Kenya, it collapsed. Number three, the relationship between William Ruto and some members of the clergy in in Mount Kenya and even other parts of this country was transactional. The law says, me at me. You give me, I give you. So, they gave Ruto, they campaigned. They would, on Sunday, they ungeka picha Ruto hapo hata wa play clip yake wa mkampenia. But not many of them. The agreement, Ruto did not give them their part of the bargain. And they are clearly not in tandem with the President Ruto. The second thing is this. It is not about the anger. It is not about, someone said that for how long will Mount Kenya sustain their anger that Ruto impeached Rigathi? Now this is it. Rigathi Gachagua seems to be having a strong grassroots connection that sustains narratives to push out, to polarize the ground. Because watu wanasimanga watu wamepoa. And I think I've heard Betty Maina saying other regions have moved on. Mount Kenya has not moved on. You know why? Rigathi Gachagua alienda ground. Yeah, ameenda ground. And in fact, the tool is this. Those politicians who want to seek elective seats, they are the ones that are decampaigning President Ruto and his team. Not even Rigathi. So the grassroots network is working strong. The other third issue is this. Kindiki is not Ruto's chief campaigner in the vote hunt. He's not. And that is why that thing is being rejected. That letter is being rejected. He is not Ruto's chief campaigner completely. So, Ruto have to go to the mountain. Lazima ende mwenyewe. Hakuna, no shortcut about it. Lazima ende mwenyewe and he must answer those questions. The other issue I can see, Betty Maina is telling us that the president gave 1 million and Kindiki 1 million. Fine, true. They never said it. They never made it public until this heckling happened. So what was it? It was a token to cool. It was a token to smoothen things. But it backfired. And that is why I'm saying tokenism probably doesn't work. And lastly, MPs are very unpopular and they fear interacting, they fear representing president before the citizens. I don't know what you think, but I've said it is very simplistic to say heckled, chased, I don't know what. No, if you look at independence, you will get the real thing in the ground. And let me finish by saying congratulations to the new words. I was there na nimefurahi sana. Yeah, unialike by the way. Nitakuja. Yeah, the people here, nitakuja. Kujaika ya harusi. Baadaye napenda harusi sana. Yeah, may God bless you. Asanteni.